This is the most famous heart in the solar system. A perfect pale heart stamped onto the frozen world billions of miles from the sun. When this image came back in 2015, the internet fell in love with it. Pluto's Valentine to us all. But it is not a symbol of love, it is a scar. Pluto's heart is a wound, the frozen crater left when something the size of Arizona slammed into it about 4 billion years ago, and never fully healed. And that scar is hiding Pluto's deepest secret, whether a liquid ocean is sloshing beneath the ice right now, or whether the heart proves Pluto never had an ocean at all. Scientists still can't agree. To read the wound, we have to go back to the collision that made it, a crash so strange it may also explain where Pluto got its giant moon. This is the real story of Pluto's heart. For 85 years after we found it, Pluto was nothing but a dot, a faint speck too far away for even our best telescopes to resolve. Almost everyone expected the same dull thing waiting out there, a dead, cratered ball of ice frozen since the dawn of the solar system. In July 2015, after a 9-year journey, NASA's New Horizon probe flew past and shattered the expectations in a single afternoon. Instead of a dead snowball, it found mountains, glaciers, a blue haze, and stamped across one whole face, the enormous heart, a bright plane nearly the size of Texas. But the longer scientists stared at it, the less it looked like a feature, and the more it looked like a scar. Look at the left half of the heart, a region named Sputnik Planitia. It is a vast basin, sunk about 2.5 miles below everything around it, and ringed by mountains. The unmistakable shape of an ancient impact crater. In 2024, scientists recreated the collision in simulation. To carve a scar like this, they found a body more than 400 miles wide, roughly the width of Arizona, had to strike Pluto at a shallow, glancing angle. Not a clean punch, but a cosmic splat, so violent that the intruder's own rocky core smeared down and fused onto Pluto's core, deep underground. But the strangest thing about this scar isn't how it formed, it is where it sits. Pluto's heart sits almost exactly on the equator, and it faces permanently away from Charon, Pluto's giant moon. That should be impossible. Here's why. A crater is a dent, a spot with less material and so less weight. On a spinning world, a lighter spot slowly drifts toward the pole over millions of years. This scar should have crept to the top of Pluto. Instead, it locked on the equator. The only way that happens is if the heart is somehow heavier than the ground around it, heavy enough that as the weight grew, it rolled the entire dwarf planet over, tipping Pluto until the heart settled facing away from its moon. So what makes a wound heavy enough to roll the world? Two answers, and they flatly disagree about whether Pluto is alive. The first answer is the thrilling one, a hidden ocean. When the impact thinned Pluto's crust, dense, salty water may have welled up from below to fill the gap. Water heavier and saltier than Earth's own seas. That added weight would explain the heart's position, and it would mean a liquid ocean is still down there today, sloshing in the dark beneath miles of ice. But the 2024 study offers a colder answer. Remember that rocky core the impactor buried under the basin? That alone could be the extra weight, no ocean required. By this model, the heart isn't proof of a living ocean. It's proof Pluto never had one. To break the tie, scientists turned to the one thing tied to both the scar and the ocean: Pluto's enormous moon. Charon is huge, half the width of Pluto itself. The two don't orbit like a planet and a moon. They circle a point in empty space between them, locked face to face like two dancers spinning while holding hands. For decades, no one could explain how Pluto caught something so big. In 2025, new simulations cracked it. 4 billion years ago, Charon didn't gently arrive, it collided with Pluto. But instead of shattering, the two icy worlds stuck together for hours, frozen into a single snowman shape before slowly pulling apart and settling into orbit, bound forever. A kiss and a capture. And that violent embrace poured friction and heat deep into Pluto, perhaps enough to melt and keep alive a hidden ocean. And the scar itself is anything but dead. Across Sputnik Planitia, something is missing. Craters. There are almost none. Impossible on a 4 billion-year-old world, unless the surface is constantly being repaved. The nitrogen ice filling the heart, frozen at nearly 400 degrees below zero, is slowly churning, turning over like a vast frozen lava lamp and erasing every scar that lands on it. Nearby stands what may be ice volcanoes. Tiny frozen Pluto is still alive, which is exactly why we can't close the case. Because everything we know came from a single afternoon, one flyby gathered as New Horizons tore past at 30,000 miles an hour and vanished into the dark beyond. The heart is a scar, that much is certain. But whether it hides a living ocean or proves there was never one is still unsettled. We simply have not been back. And maybe that is the most haunting part. We met Pluto once for a few hours after a journey of 9 years and 3 billion miles, and found a frozen world wearing a wound shaped like a heart, left by a collision that may have handed it both a moon and an ocean. We are still decoding that single glance, and somewhere out in the dark, the heart is still beating. Subscribe to Curio and explore the universe with us.